Los Angeles, California, where movie magic is made. But before the cameras roll,
3, 2, 1, make a movie.
An entire world has to be created. In each episode of Hot Set, 2 production designers and their teams go head to head in a showdown to build a Hollywood set in just 3 days.
Are you kidding me?
Only one team will walk away with $10,000 as they compete to build places fit for aliens, serial killers, androids, and secret agents. To come out on top, they'll have to impress our award-winning panel of judges. Kurt Beach, whose credits include The Social Network and Star Trek. Lily Kilburn, 2-time Oscar nominee for The Last Samurai and Legends of the Fall. Barry Robeson, production designer of X-Men Origins and The Chronicles of Narnia. Contestants will be graded on creativity.
He's used every cliche in the book.
Technique.
Technically, it's sophisticated and well thought out.
And presentation.
It's immediately false. It's fakey McFakerson.
In the ultimate challenge of imagination.
We need to be in the mind of a serial killer.
Perspiration.
Very labor intensive. That ain't gonna happen, bro.
2 hours to paint that rock.
Blood, sweat, and tears, that's how it gets done.
And exasperation.
No, listen. What happened?
I don't.
It doesn't have vines and ropes and trees and trees, flowers. It's too much.
And welcome to another episode of The Kiosk Presents. I'm Steve, and I'm here with Ben Mankiewicz, the host of the new show, Hot Set on Sci-Fi. It premieres Tuesday, September 18th at 10 p.m. As part of Sci-Fi's original programming block. Thank you so much for joining us, Ben.
Oh, my pleasure. Happy to be here.
So, what can you tell us about Hot Set?
It's a really unique opportunity. I don't think there's ever been a show like it on television. For movie lovers, for movie likers, it's perfect. It's an opportunity where we peel back the curtain and let you get a little glimpse inside the really most important part of filmmaking. You get to see some production designers under intense pressure build a set for a specific scene in just 3 days, $15,000. That's barely any money at all, as they compete with another production designer trying to build the same set. But all we do is give them the script and an inspiration item, like stranded astronaut on a foreign planet. Then everything else, however it looks, that's up to them, their creativity. And then we have 3 enormously talented judges with some real work experience as production designers who will pick the winner and tell them what they're doing wrong. And the judges spend a lot of time telling them what they're doing wrong.
That's fantastic. Personally, our set could use some of their help. Maybe one of the episodes could be that. We have a felt sheet over a bunch of tables, but it works. Somehow I don't think it's quite up to their standards, because I saw some of the preview footage and they were doing some really impressive stuff with not a lot of budget.
Yeah, and what really the big thrill, it's amazing to see him build it under this enormous pressure, and so many things go wrong. As with a regular movie, we didn't falsely create the drama and the stuff that goes wrong. Every production designer will tell you there's a plan. You meet with a director, whether it's a first-time director or whether it's Martin Scorsese, they'll give you the vision, the plan, and then the day of, that'll change, and you'll have to jerry-rig something else. But the key here is not only will you see them build the set from a completely empty space, but we will then shoot a scene on that set. So each person gets a scene shot. So you'll see not only how it looks in person to the naked eye, but then you'll get to see how it looks on film.
That's very cool. How long does it take how long are they typically given to complete their sets?
We shoot the show in real time. It's 3 days, $15,000, and it's not even really 3 full days. So, you know, they have the better part of 3 days to turn nothing into a shootable movie set.
That's brutal. Some Hollywood sets aren't built that quick.
No, not at all. I mean, but again, the production designers who are the judges will tell you, yeah, sometimes you'll be given 1 day, $10,000, fix this, and then the director will leave.
Yeah. There's all sorts of things and they have to overcome. I saw just thing, they had the one rock that on the trailer, the preview footage on sci-fi.com, they had the one rock that was much larger than they expected it to be, and they had to try to figure out how to make it fit in their scene and not take over.
Right, and sometimes you just get, sometimes they might, I don't even remember exactly what happened with that rock, but they might have left it out completely. They might have found some way they could make it smaller, or you just got to leave it, or you repurpose it somewhere else. But you got to think, and here's what they don't have a lot of time to do. decide. They got about 3 minutes to figure out what they want to do, and then they got to move on.
Otherwise, they won't have time to actually do it.
Right, that's right.
So you've obviously been watching more and more as this has gone on. Are there times when the teams just can't get the job done?
You know, the human beings are enormously resilient under time pressure and a challenge. Every single person, when you talk to them afterwards, and we do, just about, I think of the 12 production designers that appear on these 6 shows, I think 10 or 11 of them said what they need was more time. But that said, you know, as if in your case, you know, when you're, you know, I was a television reporter for a long time, and you think a story's not coming together, and you got 31 minutes and you got no elements, and you haven't written it, and you haven't gotten into editing, and everything's falling apart, you end up getting something done.
Yeah, you figure it out.
You figure it out. It might not be your best work, but you figure it out. And that's really what's some of what's great to see is the manner in which these incredibly artistic, creative people figure it out.
How many people roughly are on each team?
Yeah, there's a production designer, a leader, and that he or she makes all the important decisions. Then she has 2 people working with her who she brings in. They might be a carpenter, they might be a scenic painter. It's really up to her. Then there are, I think, 3 people on each side on a support team, what we call a shadow team, literally to do the cutting and the sawing and to help, you know, again, just to really do the work that the production, the brute force, that although enormously talented people, really artistic people, but to be led by the production designer to make sure that this thing gets done in 3 days and under budget.
So only 6 people and 3 days to perform. Just some of the stuff that just on the website is amazing looking. And I can't wait to see how it came from the ground up to looking like it does.
Sometimes at the end of the show, you'd look and I'd think, I mean, these teams have been through so much. The judges have been so hard on them. Constructive criticism, but the judges have been hard on them. And I think, I can't believe one of these people has to lose. I mean, look what they've done. Sometimes you did think one team was going to lose, and you were secretly maybe hoping that one team would lose. But but generally, the work done by everyone was so impressive. And particularly, sometimes you don't even think it looks that great, or you think, oh, well, this one's much better. And then you watch the scene shot on film, and you realize, oh my God, this one actually plays better on film. So it's really, I learned so much about production design, which is really, you know, arguably the most important part of filmmaking.
Have you done any set design yourself ever?
No, I don't know what I'm doing. There are 100 times in the show where they're using terms, they're using, you know, construction terms, they're using the terms that production designers use every day. And I'm always interrupting. I'm like, okay, and let's pretend for a second that you're a layman and you don't know what you're talking about. Because I'm thinking, if I don't know, there's got to be some viewers out there that don't know. So we made sure to. But it doesn't. We don't talk down to the audience either. It's just that the judges will step aside for a moment and go, oh yeah, let me explain what that is, and put it in context so people at home and the host can follow what's going on.
Fantastic. Well, I'd like to thank you again for coming on to the Kiosk Presents in Buffalo. I can't wait to see how it's set. It premieres Tuesday, September 18th at 10 p.m. on Sci-Fi, so check it out. The first episode is
an astronaut who has crash landed on a planet, and then these 2 production designers have to decide what that means, what kind of planet is it. And one of the production designers, I'll tell you, makes an incredibly bold choice for where this astronaut crashed that is like nothing you've ever seen. Is it enough to win the show? Well, obviously, Tuesday at 10.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. All right, that'll be playing Tuesday, September 18th at 10 p.m. on Sci-Fi. Ben, thank you so much for coming on the show, and have a wonderful time. I hope the series goes excellently for you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Nice to see you.
Welcome to my planet.
What planet are we on?
Well, the basis of my imagination with this set was that the astronaut crash lands onto a landscape.
Right.
And what he doesn't realize is the landscape he's hit is actually a creature. He's hit something that's alive.
Definitely a fascinating concept. So is this a pliable material that you have here? Or is it just is it soft?
Oh, no, this is like a hard coat.
But there'll be nothing that actually moves at all.
You just gave me a really good idea, actually, just now. This is actually really great.
You remember our thing about foreground, middle ground, background?
Yes.
And we have a lot of background. We're needing maybe a little more foreground.
Okay.
Seems like you're going to a good place. I hope you get there.
Thank you very much.
Let's start with Aubrey.
She is unclear about how things are going to end up. She can't just say it's a dead planet, because guess what it'll be? It'll be a dead set. She needs to get moving fast.
Clarity seemed to me to be somewhat of an issue with Craig. I mean, he's got this great, innovative idea, which you clearly love.
Oh, I loved his idea. I mean, really, the whole concept of having him land on something alive is a fantastic idea, incredibly ambitious. If he doesn't give it a heartbeat, then it's going to be a disaster.
It's going to be interesting to see where they are tomorrow.
It's going to be very interesting. I can't wait.